Hi everyone, I'm Owen Rask. You're about to watch an interview, a bit of a brief walkthrough that I did with Taylor McPhail, the current director of McPhail's Furniture based out of Wangaratta. It's a fantastic short snippet on what goes into running a furniture business, making deliveries, and all of the kind of nitty-gritty details that makes the business so fantastic. Don't forget, there is a full podcast interview also available on YouTube. You'll find a link in the description on this video. If you just check that out, it takes you through everything that Taylor has done to make this business go from $1 to $2 million a year in revenue to over $20 million in just a few years. It's an episode of the Australian Business Podcast you just won't want to miss. Let's jump into it. Here's Taylor McPhail of McPhail's Furniture. So you got how many, because it was warehouses or sheds or something that you basically took up during COVID, right?
Yeah, we took up 21. We had 21 separate sites,
21
warehouses.
Yeah, right.
And basically no software system. So it was all in our heads, and we'd just run around and get it done.
Yeah.
But that, as we had that, we could obviously see the issue in it, and I just came up with like different solutions along the way. But we had to build and buy that.
Yeah.
But it was somewhat easy because we had good turnover for 2 years, and we dealt with this. So the bank gave us the money on it, the 6 mil, and we bought it. We bought the land for like cash. We didn't mortgage the land when we bought it. We'd saved up enough because we sold so much of the stock. We hadn't replaced it, so you had a lot of cash, and that's when we bought the land. Like now, it doesn't feel like we can raise that much cash because you have tax and everything because we were in losses before.
Yeah, accumulated losses, right? Okay.
Yeah. So whereas now you're paying tax all the time, like it's harder to generate that deposit, but you don't need it as much because you got growth on property to use as
equity. And,
yeah. We built this shed, and we're lucky to get it built real quick.
How long did it take?
Probably like 6 months.
Okay.
I got a planning permit and then bought. This probably cost like $500,000 to build.
But how'd you weigh up between that and this and renting? Or was there just nothing available, so you had to build it?
Yeah, correct. Nothing available.
Yeah, right.
Plus, like $500,000 on this. It was our own block. We just cash flowed it at the time.
Yeah.
So we didn't borrow for it, but it just increased the value of this place.
Yeah.
Plus, I thought once I'd have that, we sort of built it here so you could eventually tenant it separately.
Yeah, you could have
like
multiple businesses running
out. It faces that way. It's sort of like a bit of a, like bulky goods, not bulky goods like trade industrial, like TradeLink or you know something like that would work here.
Yeah. Acquisition of customers. How do you get customers? Like
advertising.
So the Googling is one thing, and then
so
just
Facebook,
paid ads.
Paid ads, but I don't do it the way like marketing people would do it. I only boost posts.
So you do like
I don't run carousels.
Yeah.
I run carousels on cheap stuff. So I've got like another tip is like mirrors. A 2x1 mirror, I buy these 2x1 mirrors and you buy them in containers. So off the wholesaler, they might be like $200, but I'll get them down to like 100 if I buy 400 at a time in a container load.
Yeah.
And they don't touch them, they just send them straight here.
Yeah.
And they're like, so I get them way cheap. Normally you'd sell them for like 300 or everyone else does, but now I'm getting them for under 100. I still sell them at 300 and they take up no room on your truck. You put them on the back and you run a carousel on them all the time, like 20 or 30 bucks a day, and people just buy them online. So they'll buy them for 300 plus 59 deliveries, 359. But you go into that town dropping off like this, it takes no time to really go around the corner and drop to another street, this mirror, leave it at someone's door, but you've got $200 in it. So you get like one of them in every town, you've got like $1,000 and that's your delivery costs taken up by that, just mirrors alone.
If you were going to buy a wooden table, what timber would you buy?
Well, I got Tassie oak one at home, but only because it cracked. And I take the damaged down. But this timber here this is basically eucalypt out of South America. Oh. So when China did the ban on Australian timber, we had to get this. Yeah. But normally I like the Messmate probably the best. So Messmate's actually 3 different species of timber. So it could be like Tassie oak mixed with like peppermint or whatever. Yeah. And it's all just straight timber normally. Like in like the high countries of basically anywhere in South Australia. Yeah. So South Africa have a lot of it too. So timber sort of follows like, so there's gum trees all in like South America that sort of look like here, but they're a bit blonder. probably because they get more water. So when you get real pink timber like that, it's like lower in the valley, so it's like gets more water, whereas like the dry timber is higher in the valley, like on the hill.
So that's where you get that yellow.
Yeah, and you get a little bit different colour. This would be basically all the same species of tree. So this is like where we put all our like damaged clearance stuff. That's how it probably looked when we were selling out of it. And then yeah, now we just run clearance sales to get rid of all this stuff. So this is like what it was. So this would add furniture and stuff here. This was how.
Ah, right. So this would be like the warehouse.
This is warehouse now, but this is how we used to retail.
Oh, really?
That was the front counter, was in here. So while that other joint was building, I was just working out of here. This was my office. Like Emma and I would sit there, put that window in so we could see if there was too many people in the shop. And you could see out and then go out and serve. But we ran it all from just in this, like, all those people in that warehouse were like officed in here. Come around here, this is like, for instance, our delivery schedule. This is what our software extends to, basically.
Google Sheet.
Yeah, so for delivery. So that's that's yesterday was all those drops there, and then that tells you what's on it.
Yep.
So then I can go through and see, like I'll know how much of a truck it'll take up, and then I can lock it off if I know it's too full. Because if you get a lot of dining tables, you can add heaps more.
Yeah.
But if you've got a lot of couches, you can't. I sort of know how full the truck will get.
Yep.
So that was all there. Then this is today. There's one out all the way down to like Warrnambool, all Gisborne, Bacchus Marsh, everywhere down there. Then you've got another truck out at Dubbo, Parks, Young, Forbes, Cowra. Another one up to like Nyngan, Hillston. That's where my brother is now. So there's 3 trucks out there. Then there's Melbourne Southern Suburbs. So we keep all the locals down to the last day on Friday now. So then like I can do them.
Yeah, if it's
all like the sales staff nearly all have truck licenses, so they can all just jump. Anyone can jump in a truck and do it. So you don't have to have full-time drivers to do.
Yeah, the little bit.
Plus, people like it. Like going for a nice drive up to like Benalla Shep, get out of the office.
Yeah, it's something different for one of the days.
Like they're not that hard, and it sort of keeps everyone fresh into knowing that difficulties in delivering. Like so, you tell your customer what to expect. Yep. Whereas if you've like in a big company, you have the salesperson say, yeah, they'll deliver it.
Yeah, like no idea about what it takes.
Whereas our salespeople actually deliver as well. And then so we just run the whole sheet off this into the future. Like we can book in deliveries, like that one's booked in for 20th of March.
Yep.
And then you'll have another sheet, which these are the containers coming in. So they're all containers. It tells you that's the supplier, the order number, and when it lands. And then these are like sold off the container. So they're all people. So when that gets in,
so that you already know,
we go through and ring all those people and say your stuff's here.
Yeah.
It's really that simple.
Thanks for watching this brief snippet of Taylor McPhail of McPhail's Furniture in Wangaratta. If you like this snippet, you'll love the podcast that we've got over on the Australian Business Podcast. You'll find a link in the description of this video. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the series, the Australian Business Podcast, as we love doing this stuff, getting out on the road and hearing from business owners just like Taylor.